Hello friends, today we will be taking up a session on motivation. We would be understanding the concept, what is motivation, how the different types of motivation, and also few theories related to motivation. So let's begin. Motivation can be traced to the Latin word movere, that means to move. A motive is an inner state that energizes, actuates, activates, or moves, hence it is known as a motivation, and it directs or channels the behavior towards the goal. So, what we can say here is motivation is something that reflects the reason for the behavior of a particular individual. Suppose an individual is behaving in a particular manner. What is causing that person to behave in that manner is what is motivation. For example, in a football match, if I am working hard to perform extremely well in that match, why am I doing that? That why is what is the motivation. I am doing it because I want to earn some respect in the eyes of my audience. It can be one. Second, I am performing or working very hard to perform well because I want to hold that cup. I want the reward, that is the cup, or it can be the money as well, if any, associated with the match. So there can be n number of reasons for a particular behavior of an individual that is motivating the individual to behave in that manner. Now, according to various theories, motivation may be rooted to a basic need to minimize physical pain and maximize pleasure, or it may include specific needs such as eating and resting, or desired object, goal, state of being, ideal. Now what are we trying to say here? Motivation can be rooted in a basic need to minimize physical pain. Why are we focusing on minimizing physical pain? Because it is associated with needs, desire, that we will see in our next slide, that what is pain to us if we need something, if we desire of something and we are not getting that. That is what is causing pain. So if there is any physical pain, we want to reduce it and maximize the pleasure. So how can we maximize the pleasure? If we get that, suppose we are deprived of something, we need something, we desire of something, and then we get it, that means what? We are reducing our deprivation, and in course of that we are trying to maximize the pleasure. What is need? Need is something that we are deprived of. For example, I want a watch. Why do I need that watch? Do I need that watch to just to see time, or do I need a watch to flaunt it in front of my friends? That need depends on what the reason behind it. Suppose I just want to see a time, I would go to a different shop because any watch of any brand would show me the correct time, if that is just my goal. Or do I need a branded watch to flaunt it in front of my friends? Now, to fulfill that need, there is a drive. That means what? A path that we are going to choose. We are going to move in a particular direction that is going to help us reduce the deprivation. Suppose we are deprived of something, we need to follow a particular path in order to achieve that thing, right? So that is what is drive. And in the course of doing that, what are we actually doing? we are achieving our goal, and while achieving that goal we are reducing the drive. That means we are reducing our deprivation, right? So coming back to the example of buying a watch, if I want to buy a watch, I would what would be my drive? Going to a shop, watch shop, then purchasing that. Once I have purchased the watch, I have reduced my drive. That means there is no more need present in front of me as of now, and I have reduced my deprivation, and hence I have reduced my drive. Now, as I was saying, that motivation can be intrinsic or extrinsic. What is intrinsic and extrinsic? Intrinsic motivation is the internal motivation that you have, and extrinsic motivation is the external motivation. Now, what could be an example of internal motivation? Suppose that you like doing a particular job. For example, somebody likes gaming. Now, you don't need any external reward in order to go and do gaming, right? Whereas, suppose you want to study hard, but you don't like studying, so you need a reward associated with it, so that you will be motivated to study hard. That is what is your external or extrinsic motivation. Whereas internal motivation is a kind of motivation that we get when we are performing or doing jobs that we like doing. This is the basic difference between internal and external motivation. Now, there are different theories that explains the motivation. The first and the most famous theory is Maslow's theory, Maslow's hierarchy. It has got different names. Basically, it is known as Maslow's hierarchy of motivation. Now, from the name itself, it suggests a particular hierarchy of motivation that we would understand from this diagram. Now, Abraham Maslow, in a paper in the year 1943, the paper is called A Theory of Human Motivation, presented the idea that human actions are directed towards goal attainment. How is the behavior of a human directed towards goal attainment? Now try to relate this with the previous diagram that we had. Here we are talking about attainment of goal under Maslow's theory, the same that we have just now discussed. How can we think of attaining a goal? When we are deprived of something. If we already have something in hand, then that can never be our goal to achieve it. Suppose you have been constantly coming first in your class, then you know how to do that, right? For that you don't need any motivation anymore, because you know how to achieve it. Motivation is needed when we don't like doing a job or when we love doing a job. Both the things. When we love doing something, it is the internal motivation that we are getting. Suppose we don't like doing something, we need reward in return of that, then that becomes our external motivation. So here Maslow is talking about two types of need. One is deprivation need, other is growth need. We'll understand that with the help of this diagram. Now this flows from bottom to top, right? The first need that any individual focuses on is your physiological need, the basic need, as they say. The basic need is your physiological and safety, both the needs. Why are they called basic needs? Because until and unless we have these needs, the safety and the physiological need, we cannot think of something bigger than that. Suppose, for example, you don't have a house to live, would you think of security? No. You would think of security only when you need it. When would you need it? When you have something which is in danger. Suppose you don't have a house, you don't have money with you. The question of security does not come in. Also, think of a person who does not have food to eat. Would that person think of any self-actualization or esteem needs? No. Why? Because the first step of the staircase is not fulfilled until and unless you put your step in the first step of the staircase. You cannot think of climbing or putting your leg on the topmost step of the staircase, right? Similarly, over here, the physiological need is the first step of the staircase. We need to have food, water, rest, warmth. We need clothes, right? It is only when we have fulfilled these needs we think of security and safety needs. What is security and safety needs? Suppose we have got a home, we have got everything, the basic needs that are there, that should be present in a home. Now we don't want somebody to take it away from us, right? For that we need safety of that house. That is what is your safety needs. The next one is belongingness and love needs. What is belongingness and love needs? We are social beings. Human beings are social beings. In order to exist in the society, we need to have certain social relationship with the society. That relationship is what is called your belongingness and love needs. You all, as an individual, as a human being, we all want to be liked and loved by people around us. We want to maintain a healthy relationship with the people around us. Why do we like to do that? Why do we want to do that? Because we are social being, and in order to exist in the society, we need to have those relationships with the people around us. The next one is your esteem needs. Now these are the esteem need and the belongingness and love need is what is called your psychological need, because here we are talking about how our brain functions. Suppose we want to maintain the relationship, as I was saying, with the society. Why do we want that? Because our mind wants that we should be liked, our behavior should be liked and loved by the people around us. That is why it is psychological need. The next is esteem need. What is esteem need? Esteem need is your prestige and feeling of accomplishment. Suppose we as an individual, we are there in the society, we want to earn some respect from the people. Earning that respect and maintaining that respect is important. That is what is your esteem need. How do we maintain that respect? When we have some amount of prestige. Now, what is feeling of accomplishment? Feeling of accomplishment is when you have achieved a particular thing, when you have achieved your goal, and after achieving that goal, the feeling that you get within that, oh yes, I have conquered a particular goal that I had in my life. That feeling is called as your feeling of accomplishment, and it is associated with your esteem needs. The final, that is your self-actualization. What is self-actualization? Self-fulfillment needs. Achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. This state of self-actualization is actually very difficult to achieve, because nobody really knows what his or her potential is until and unless they face a particular situation. So self-actualization is achieving one's full potential. How one can achieve his or her full potential. What is full potential? If I am capable of doing whatever I am capable of doing it, I should be known about it. I should know what my potential is, and after knowing what my potential is, I am trying to achieve it. That is what is called self-actualization. This self-actualization is also known as growth needs. Why is it called growth need? Because, as I have just now explained, that whatever I am capable of doing, human beings are, whatever they are capable of doing, they know it only when they face it. Suppose securing 90% marks in the examination, I don't really know whether I'll be able to secure that 90% or not until and unless I work hard, I give my best, and then I actually achieve it. So slowly what is happening is, slowly we are trying to grow. Since we are trying to grow while achieving our full potential, it is known as growth needs. Thank you everyone.